See, they're trying way too hard. They're making these kids fucking adorable and empathetic, so you feel that much worse when something bad's about to happen. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. We are in Season 2, we're on Episode 19. I do not currently have any new comments to respond to for the episodes, because of course, as I was just bringing up with the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, the YouTube side of things is a bit behind due to all the restarts that we've had to do on the series for the co-hosts dipping out, as it were. So, yeah, we're a bit ahead, which means even if there were any comments, they would probably be about the start of the season. There is no board update, and that's something I wanted to bring up. There should be a board update, but I think it's an element of I said a while ago that I wasn't doing the board at the moment for this because I'm focusing on the other boards, and it's a lot of work to keep up with all this stuff. I should keep up with the board, only in so much that it's important for me to be able to remember who people are, and for the element of when we eventually do the character ranking, whenever the show is over, which is what we've got, I think 4 episodes? Yeah, after this, it's 20 through 23, so 4 more episodes. Sorry, if you see me just doing all this, my face is itchy today for some reason. Behind the scenes, unnecessary information. Anyway, I should keep up with the board, very specifically, because a bunch of people have died, right? But there's an element there, which the chat has been kind enough to share with me over time, that a bunch of those people just died off screen. You didn't get to see them die. In fact, you may have the implication that they survived because they ran away. But I guess the scope of the battle was such that the people that you thought maybe ran away also died. So, with the element in play that people could have died without seeing it, incredibly hard to adjust the board to that without getting spoiled from the outside. So I'm thinking I should do something, at least, mark people dead who clearly died on screen. Maybe I'll do the question mark thing that I do with Gundam for people you don't know are dead or not. Like, I had Tem Ray as a question mark for the longest time because we didn't actually see him die. We just saw him get thrown out into space, and turns out he was alive. So, there's that element there. As for what we were doing last time we were on screen, we had Mahito fighting with Yuji, and I don't recall us getting anywhere except for Yuji falling for the dumbest trick in the book, which is Mahito, the guy who can shapeshift and transform human bodies, runs around a corner, and then suddenly he's not there, but instead what is there? Just 2 guys standing around. Like, even one of them says, hey, be careful, there's monsters around. One implying that he can see monsters, which means he's special amongst humans if he was a human, but also didn't see Mahito? Like, it's so stupid that I don't even know why Yuji stops. Like, at worst case, you're guilty of 2 murders, but you wouldn't be dead. Anyway, the implication is that he's holding the girl hostage. I don't know what's going on there. And I think on the next time on, they said something about Yuji's love life. And I think I referenced back to earlier in the season when they brought up that girl that he went to middle school with, that they actually may have had a thing for each other. And it's like, she was only in 1 episode, so maybe that episode was entirely to introduce us into the concept of her, so that she could be threatened later vis-a-vis this episode. That would make sense for me to then explain why that episode existed, right? And if it's not that, I'm slightly disappointed that that episode even existed without payoff like this. Otherwise, yeah, 9 to 5 died in a Breaking Bad scene, essentially. Well, not a Breaking Bad scene. He got Breaking Bad in that, like, Gus Fring had that same amount of damage done to his body. Gus Fring didn't then explode into a blood mist like 9 to 5 did. I think that's basically it. We did get some good Mojito comedy, but then he ruined it with the serious overplay of the puppet face that he then stabs. It's weird. Mojito's weird. Not my favorite of the cursed spirits. But then again, he is the last cursed spirit alive. The last of that group of cursed spirits alive. The rest of them are gone and dead. We saw them in their afterlife. Choso is still alive as far as I know, but Choso's not really a cursed spirit. He's half human, half curse. Right? I'm pretty sure that's right. And again, wandering around, still no idea what happened there. They haven't elaborated yet. And otherwise, the only other thing... Okay, two other things. You have Ghetto with the brain thing somewhere downstairs. I think just actively watching Gojo in the box, waiting for that to pay off. Sorry, three things. My, and I can't remember his name. Little brother guy. Ray? That doesn't sound right. That sounds offensive. That's not right. Anyway, they're still wandering around, so I'm assuming they could get into something down there. Assuming that they didn't get destroyed in the sewer, because the sewer is just below the city. Could have got melted to shit in magma. God, sorry, I'm not keeping all this together in my head. I said my. I said Choso. Somebody else. I'm missing somebody else that I was going to bring up. Oh, sorry. The child figure. So I was going to say little boy, but it could be a little girl too. I don't know. The one that talked to Sukuna on the magma field thing after Sukuna got done fighting Jogo. They encountered one another, and that's a character we've seen twice before, I want to say. They were at the beach party scene once before. They were at the poker scene with all the cursed spirits and Choso. I think that's it. I think it's all the times I remember seeing them. So that's also something in play that has not yet been defined for us. And by us, of course, I mean anime onlys. You manga people already clearly know. And I also mean us anime onlys that are only watching it for the first time. You anime onlys that have already watched it clearly are not in this discussion. That said, though, that's everything I can particularly remember going on right now. Obviously, Megumi is whatever Megumi is up to, but I don't know. He hasn't woken up yet. I'm assuming he's still alive, but just asleep or unconscious, whatever. Other than that, though, I guess that's everything I can think of. So let's go ahead, hop on into it, and see how Mojito gets his ass kicked, because that's the only thing I can see happening here.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, so the setup for her getting captured. I mean, I still blame her for her getting hurt. Sorry, the other girl. The assistant lady. Because all she had to do was nail that sword hand into the ceiling or the floor, and she just didn't do it. Yeah, it's a whole hell of a huge change to walk through the portal and see everything that's fucking happened to the city. At the same time, what does a normal person see? Like, assuming that you're just on the outside of the border, right? But you're able to see spirits and shit? Like, you have enough power to see that? Do you just see the city getting wiped out on the other side of the portal, or is it like some sort of fake wall that you see everything being normal, unless you were able to, like, pass through it and then see it? Or is it what she saw there, just a dead end into darkness that you didn't have to cross over to see? Also super disappointed that Toto is in the opening of the season, and yet has made no appearance. As per a different reaction series that we're doing today, I have mentioned this yesterday, my favorite characters are cursed to die. So, I guess it's somewhat to my benefit that Toto not show up, because if he did show up, I would assume he would die. We're getting too close to the end. My favorite character's still alive. We saw that on the last time. Mahito touched him. No, he's not okay. Oh, right in the eyes. But he's not Choso, though. Getting blood in the eyes shouldn't mean anything to Yuji. Oh, right, he split himself into two, didn't he? Did I forget about that? Again, Mahito isn't... Mahito's annoying. That's what Mahito is. See, I call him 9 to 5er. He says 7 to 3. Same guy, all numbers. So legitimately, like, no threat. By no threat, I mean the major threat that Mahito poses. I tell you, if he wasn't funny, he would be just annoying. I appreciate that he's at least funny. Well, like a voodoo doll? Oh, that's right, she's done voodoo doll shit before. Yeah, I forgot about that.
まさかだ。俺の天敵は虎杖裕二だけではなかった。
妙だな。少し離れたところで私の呪力が外れる感じがした。なんつうか呪力の圧も半端だし、さっきもがっつり私に触れりゃいいのによ。
You think if he could change his form, he would T1000 his way around the nail so it wouldn't go into him, it would go, through him or whatever. Well, it's about time you paid for killing that boy and his mom. Yeah, why did you stop attacking? Keep going. Nail him to the floor, it's your thing. I'm assuming that even though it's a copy, the main one could shift its consciousness into it and make it the main one if it gets away. See, that's what I'm talking about. How did it let her nail it in the head if it could just break apart, whatever? Is it going to shapeshift into Yuji and her to be confusing so they might attack each other? That'd be classic anime fare. Well, fuck. Just the voodoo doll thing. Does she turn it around on Mahito? Or is she gonna fucking blow up? Oh, don't. Are we gonna go back to her town with the girl? No, this is even further back. Was that her? I think that's her. But by her, I meant the friend. The friend from her backstory. She was way young. I thought the friend came in much later. Not much later, but older.
6年生まで使うんだよ。本当にいいの？お母さんにはそう言われたけど、私は水色のランドセルを選んだ。小学校に上がると同時にこの村に引っ越してきた。両親は
You
田舎
you
の
don't
不便を心
give.
配していたが、私は友達と離れ離
You
れ
don't
になるのが
introduce
嫌だ
the
った。
death situation and then go to
転
backstory
校生と
unless we're
琉球
about to
に
see her fucking
一
die.
クラスじゃないよ。みんな赤か黒のランドセル。私は赤も黒も好きだけど、みんなは水色が嫌いだったみたい。
Ah, kids are dicks. So my hope is this is all a fake out, and that she's gonna like voodoo doll Mahito with his own power somehow.
ありがとう。ねえ、フミのランドセルさ、交換しよう。交換。
So what happens to her then?
そりゃ
Because in her past backstory thing, she implied that she only had the other friend. I don't remember this one. Implying that something happens to her, right?
その日のうちにランドセルは帰ってきた。そもそもランドセル嫌い。その日から野原ちゃんはうちに入り浸ってよくお父さんとゲームをしていた。
滑空上手になったね。
Man, unless this is another one of those weird turns where Nobara's dead and she took her name.
友達になるより他人になる方が難しいんだよ。
And decided to start acting like her for the rest of her life. So many weird anime twists that anime always does.
数年経って近所のおばあちゃんが赤飯を炊いて持ってきた時、野原ちゃんの言っていたこと、その気色悪さを理解できた気がする。ふみ、秘密基地を見つけたの。
See, they're trying way too hard. They're making these kids fucking adorable and empathetic. So you feel that much worse when something bad's about to happen. Yeah, and also the weirdness that our narrator isn't our girl. This is making me think that she's gonna die and it's gonna be the friend who's actually been her this whole time.
いらっしゃい。寒かったでしょう。その子は沙織ちゃんといって、私より後にこの村に引っ越してきた。
Okay, that's the one I'm remembering, isn't it? The one that they never actually mentioned what happened to her?
いつも突然訪ねてくる私たちを
Something about dolls too, wasn't it?
せず迎え入れてくれた。そうだ、沙織ちゃんいつも家にいたな。
Oh, is she dead? Is Sori-chan dead? She's a curse, that's why she never leaves home. Or am I thinking too much of Beetlejuice?
また口調も柔らかくなって、なんというか品のようなものが身についていったんだと思う。
That's the hairstyle of the girl who wears the rides the broom.
だけど、私と沙織ちゃんは何もかも違いすぎた。それから少しして沙織ちゃんの家の様子がおかしくなった。ゴミとか落書きとか、明らかに人為的に積まれた雪とか、立派なお家が不気味に見えるくらい。
Don't know what that says. Can't read it.
れからさらに少し経って沙織ちゃんが引っ越した。野原ちゃんと2人で見送ったけど、その時誰が何て言ったとか、どんな天気だったとか思い出すことができない。でもとにかく野原ちゃんが顔をべちゃべちゃにして泣いて
And
い
it's
た。
hard to deal with when your strongest friend is the one who's
その衝撃で他のことが頭に入ってこなかったんだと思う。今年の6月、野原ちゃんが東京の高校に通うことが決まった。
this year, as in this year.
おばあちゃんと揉めて時期が中途半端になってしまったらしい。
じゃあ二度とここには戻ってこねえから。
Well, yeah, this year.
あんたもそのうちこの村出なさいよ。
Why is Fumi our focal point for this, though?
なんて最低なセリフがよぎったせいで何も言えなくなってしまった。あれから私たちは沙織ちゃんの話をしていない。
ふみ、次会う時は3人で。
Oh, fuck. Just like the other show, it's about regret. God damn it. You never kept up with Sasori. How do you know where she is or what she's doing?
沙織、ちょっと休んだら。
Oh, never mind. I thought that was... I forgot it's still this year. But I forgot that was her. That was the other girl grown up.
っていうか昨日ですよ。朝までは今日よ。
I guess in the back of my mind, I just kept thinking Saori had something weird fucking going on with her.
ニキビできてる。渋谷やばいよ、テロかな。先輩って結婚願望ありましたっけ？何急に。いや、こんなはずじゃなかったなーって。中2の時、ど田舎に引っ越したんですよ。転勤？いや、うちの母オーガニックでスピリチュアルなヤバい女なんで。なんとなく察したわ。そこで2人の女の子、
Okay, how is this gonna link into everything?
野原ちゃんって子がすごい懐いてくれて。私一人っ子だから、もう野原ちゃんが可愛くて可愛くて、慕ってほしくて無理にお姉さんぶって。紅茶なんて出しちゃったりして。小一相手にですよ。可愛いじゃん。連絡先は交換しなかったんです。
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the problem.
村を離れるときワンワン泣かれたな。でも今の普通の私見たらがっかりするだろうな。
I swear, this episode better not end with like a 10 seconds of her blowing up or some shit.
あの村の連中は全員頭がおかしい。そんなことはない。でもおかしいやつの声は大きくて、自分以外の全てに思えて、土足で他人の人生を踏みにじるもんなんだ。
She's getting the JoGo ending.
っていうわけでもなかったかな。
I guess a mix of the JoGo ending and the 9 to 5er.
ごめんね、ふみ。
Man.
約束守れなくて。虎杖、みんなに伝えて。悪くなかった。
So, I mean, do we just, like, call out Sukuna so we can kill everybody now, or what do we do, man? I know, uh, I know Gojo died and came back, but I don't think that's gonna happen for anybody else here. Now, okay, rationality is taking its course. We didn't see the wound, right? We saw, like, a little creeping over the face bit, and then a blood spurt. That could be anything. That could be anything. She could come back. She could come back. She might not be dead. It could be a fake out. I mean, remember when she got the cursed venom blood shit put into her? End of season 1? She had those marks across her face, too. Marks across her face doesn't automatically mean that she's dead. I mean, come on, goddamn. Look, I didn't particularly have any real connection to her as a character, right? So, it's hard for me to feel that much more about it. But then they gave me a whole fucking episode.
初めて東京駅に降りた時、トラックの後ろに立たされてるみたいな空気にちょっと引いちゃったんだよね。今では全然気にならないけど、次回リヒさん、人生汚れてなんぼってことかな。
I was about to say, they gave me a whole episode to empathize with her and make her, like, more understandable as a character, and then she's like a fucking adorable kid, which is more than we've ever given for her backstory before. But then she's in the next time on. I think I'm right. I think she's not dead. I think anybody who would be commenting about this saying that I'm in denial or something would have to be a real jerk ass who's trying to mess me around, who's trying to gaslight me. Why would she be on the next time on if she is not alive still? I think she's just really hurt, but alive. Totally not how I thought this was going to go at all. Literally, when Mahito and Mahito were running down to the same area, I thought we were going to do a normal switcheroo, right? Like, Mahito runs a corner, turns into a version of her, and then they both run down together. And then the other one turns into Itadori, and then boom, you have 4 characters, and they gotta figure it out or something. But this is completely different. Like, the moment they start going into a backstory, you know shit is about to go down, because either they're showing you backstory to put into context a decision that's about to be made, right? Because they want you to understand where the character's coming from when they suddenly do something that either isn't going to make sense or is so badass that you need the backstory of where the badass shit comes from. Or they're trying to make you feel the knife twist that much more by what's going to happen. Now, granted, they didn't have her head explode. I think that would have been over the top, but they didn't show completely either. The amount of blood that came out of her, the amount of blood that came out of her was negligible to the amount of blood that comes out of people when Yuji punches them. So I don't think it's comparable to a deadly move. But yeah. Sorry, as you all know, I record these live on Fridays, 11 a.m. EST, which means there is a chat going on. And of course, Alex, who has comments, has comments. I wanted to ask this in the previous episode, but I refrained as not to give away any clues about this episode, seeing that the author of Jujutsu Kaisen has no problem killing characters in this story, since he killed Nanami, his favorite character, and, very possibly, Nobara from the main trio. What do you think is the condition of Nobito and Maki, knowing that someone as strong as Nanami could barely survive? And who do you think... Well, I'm going to answer the question before I move on. I thought Nobito was dead. So, did he not die? Because I'm pretty sure he got stabbed, like, multiple times and was left for dead. Did they find his dead body? I can't remember that one. But, pretty sure he's dead. Maki. Am I forgetting something about Maki? What happened to Maki that I'm not remembering? I don't think anything happened to Maki. Sorry, I'm just very confused by what do you think what the condition of Maki is. Yeah, I think Maki is fine until the show shows me that she's not fine by showing me a thing I've clearly forgotten. And who do you think could be the next characters to die, since according to the author, he will kill characters necessary to advance the story or for the development of other characters? I did start the episode by saying that Todo hasn't been around for a long time, and I have the curse of my favorite characters die before the end of the show. So, I mean, for all I guess I'm going to throw this out there is the long shot of character deaths that Todo is going to fucking show up and then die immediately. Because I don't know. I have no idea. The fact is that the show in this arc has been jumping from character to character to character, giving them like little micro arcs, and then jumping to the next thing. So for all I know, my could show up like next episode and then die. You know, who fucking knows? The only thing I have to lean on is my curse, which is to say, Toto's gonna fucking die at some point. My main guys always die. The things that I like about them, for some reason, are also the things the author says, you can go now. Also, will you bring the board now? I mean, maybe next time. Maybe next time I will try... Maybe next time I will try to do a thing to indicate who all is dead. Maybe I'll update some of the connections. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I will do something with the board before the show is done. Guaranteed. I don't know if I will do something to the degree that I do all the other shows. There's an element here of the lack of attention given to Jujutsu Kaisen is allowing me extra time to do all the other boards and everything. Also, there's also an element that not a lot has changed in the relationship status of a bunch of characters in Jujutsu Kaisen lately, except for now, obviously, in the last like 3 or 4 episodes. So, it's bought me a little bit of time. But for right now, it's mostly about figuring out who's dead, when they died, who they died to. Because those are the main concerns when it comes to the board, right? So that I can tie the red line of this person killed this person. So yeah. Jogo, Burn, Nabuto, Maki, and Nanami. Huh. I don't know. There's obviously some element of my memory fails me. Right after the Dagon fight and just before, or no, just after the Choso fight, I want to say. Somewhere in that spectrum of sorry, actually, I've got that flipped that around, I guess. Somewhere around after, sorry, I forgot his name. Toji? We're talking about Toji? Somewhere after Dagon dies and Megumi meets his brother. Or, sorry, my entire memory, I am just like, bleh, work, bleh. Somewhere between Megumi fighting Sukuna and the Dagon fight, my memory has just turned into a blur. Because essentially it was a bunch of high-tier fights, but low tier by comparison to the fights that came after them, right? So it's like, oh, this is really important. This is pretty cool. Suddenly the city is a volcano filled with lava, and then Sukuna is fighting an angel that can... it's like the tiers of fights went from like around here to way up here. It was insane. So my memory just like ejected everything else to try and focus on this one other thing. So yeah. Anyway, banger of an episode, I gotta say. I appreciated the backstory. Like I said, I wasn't really that attached to her as a character because the thing about Jujutsu Kaisen is it's such an ensemble show that there are so many characters that you can become attached to, and a lot of times we don't actually focus on the main trio as a trio. They go off and do their own individual things, or they're mainly a trio in like the after credits thing of the first season, and hell, he was dead for a good portion of the first arc of the first season. So yeah, they were a duo for quite a while. Anyway, my point is that I wasn't super attached to her. I didn't want to see her die by any means. Like, I was upset. So I'm still getting over the fact that she didn't nail the hand sword to the floor or the ceiling. That was stupid. So to have her come back and then suddenly die, though, it's just like a flip my emotions on the head moment. Anyway, I'm ranting, I'm rambling. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, and hopefully I'll get proven right next episode that, in fact, the chat is just gaslighting me, and she is, in fact, fine. Or not fine, but she'll come back. God, I don't remember what happened to the doctor lady. She was out there somewhere. Doctor lady's probably melted into lava too. Fuck. Anyway, that's it for me for this episode. I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?